Welcome to this look at new mods on Farming Simulator 22 with me, MrSealyp. These are mods for Wednesday the 30th of November. We do have some updates. The map New Lands by Gwendal, the map New Bartleshagen by ATSVR, the Fent 700 Vario S4 by MoosAgrar, the Screw Conveyor by Peisel, the Lizard GD4HS pack by JensM, the Lizard Colossus Harvesters pack by Chris S and Riley S. We're going to look at that in a moment. And the Kesler ND144HD by HR Fort and Bale. That last one actually was from the day before, but that was the only thing that came up that day. So I've kind of just lumped it in together with those. So looking at the Lizard Colossus Harvester Pack by Chris S and Riley S, 73.7 megabytes download, had an update. Now, I don't always look at updates unless it's something significant. This is significant. The harvester was a regular harvester. What's been added to this is the ability to do root crops with a root crop harvester. Now, this is a beast. It will do potatoes or sugar beet or both. We've also then got a header 4 meters wide, one for potatoes, one for sugar beet, and a header trailer. The harvester is 21 slots, the headers are 11 slots each, and the trailer is 5 slots. We'll have a look at them because that's not where the fun ends, because the Colossus pack is pretty awesome anyway. If we go down to beet technology, and normally the larger ones are 45,000, something like that, 43, 45. So there we go at the end. 353,000, not too expensive. We can have the 800 horsepower version, or an 1100 horsepower version, bit beasty. We've got the option of, under tyres, Trelleborg, Michelin, Mitas, BKT, Continental, Vredestein, Nokians, or back, nothing within those. We've got the option of auxiliary lights. We can have extra marker lights, front or rear markers, or all. I just went for all. We'll put totals on in a moment. Beacons are interesting. We've got halogen, LED, red, green, blue, police, which I think I went for. Back to halogen. Window tint, standard, medium, dark, red, green, blue, orange, back to standard. Then we've got capacity. So we've got sugar beet standard. So this will do sugar beet only, 43,000 litres. Potato standard, potatoes only, 43,000 litres. Both unrealistic. So it'll do sugar beet or potato, doesn't matter which, but 253,300 litres that will hold. So if you're doing big sugar beet harvests and you don't have to keep unloading, this is the machine for you. We can change the main colour to anything on this palette, and there's a whole range of various different ones to choose from. Some are metallics, sort of satiny really, more than the really shiny chrome metallics. Then we've got design colour, which changes some of the other bits and bobs. I'm going to go for a colour that stands out. There we go. So all those bits are under design colour. There's carbon fibres, there's all sorts to choose from. Cab changes a few bits and bobs around the sides of the cab and the box that side. Titan technology. Grids, that's all the metal grids around it. Let's go for something that stands out. There we go. Rim colour. We start on a Harvest Moon silver. We do have some metallics, chromes, copperfection, aluminium, those kind of things. But there's also all the regular colours too if you want to do that. And then we've got license plate options. So that's the harvester itself. If we then go down to our tools, if we go to potato technology, out on the end you'll find the potato header, 73,900. Same options for main colour and design colour, anything on that palette, so you can mix and match with your harvester, and then design colour does all the other accent pieces. So if we can pick something like that, there you go. So all those bits would be whichever design colour are. Then we've got the same thing for our beet technology. Identical, 73,900. So you'd have to have two different headers, but the harvester can do both. But in all honesty, at 4 meters wide, especially for potatoes, that's amazing. And if we come down to our header trailers, out on the end there, 8,500 for the root header trailer. We've got the choice of Continental, PKT, Lizard, Nokian, Mitas, back to Continental, we've got the option of under beacons, halogen, LED, red, green, blue, back to halogen. Main colour, same thing, and then rim colour. We can pick and choose from there. So, let's unfold it. The horn's quite quiet. There is one, but quite quiet. So, like I say, I went for the full light package. So down the side, and you can see all the running lights down the side. And we've got all of those on there as well. Turn those off. I went for the police. I don't know why I went for the police. I just thought it was really cool. So let's hook up. The sugar beet header does exactly the same thing, but and it's got all the regular things that these types of harvesters have with regard to steering mode. So we've got crab steering left, crab steering right, all-wheel steer, which does all-wheel steer but doesn't turn the cab, and then you've got cabs turn steering, so the whole lot will turn, giving you a tighter turning circle. But not only that, it runs at 11 miles an hour. So, wider header, massive capacity, faster running speed. Now for the purists, I know they'd want to stick to what's realistic. I totally understand that. But for anyone that's ever spent hours and hours and hours and hours doing root crop harvests on big fields, whether it's for contract work or not, wow. So there we go. I thought I'd show it. The Lizard Colossus Harvester Pack update by Chris S and Riley S. Interior, awesome. Moving on to the mods. And we start with this. This is the Garage and Storage Shelter by Matej Mods, 13.68 megabytes download, 12 slots on console, 30 grand to buy. You find it under build mode and sheds. Come underneath here. I'm sure the light switch was in the middle there. Six bay garage or storage room building by Matej Mods. Lovely. Moving on, we've got the building for Colony. This is by RajotGPLAY, 29.95 megabytes to download. We have got, starting off, the shed, 5 slots. There is a light switch over on the end here. That's the first one. We've then got the garage, 25 slots, 3-door. Not drive-through, nicely detailed, a light switch over on this side here. We've then got the cow barn. This is 44 slots, this will hold 30 cows. We have got lighting inside as well, if I remember the light switch was over there. Drive through on both these doors here for the garage section over here. We do have a doorway through into the cow parlour. We can go up the ladder here. Up to the top we do have a hayloft. Doors open both ends. And these open as well. So for dropping bales down in there to the feed area if you want to do that. Or if you've got, you might have, well, storing tail mix ration might be a bit more peculiar up here. But those open. There we go. Dialogue box is just here. Feed and straw goes in the middle here. As you drive in, the triggers come up, but you're not going to be able to have a high tipping. Even some of the side tipping ones, it's quite a low ceiling, so just be aware of that if you're going to go for this one. Milk point, that's that. Milk point is there, and the slurry point is around the back. If you're going to want manure, then you're going to have to put a manure heap in, so your slurry point is around the back there. Very nice. I do like the brickwork, the detailing on it. It looks like, I mean, it looks like old brickwork, you know, to the point where not this gone, not powdery, you know that, you know what I mean, that kind of old brick. And then we've got a silo that comes with this, 34 slots, 80,000 litre capacity. We have got a ladder that goes up, and there's a, I wouldn't say it's a hay loft exactly, it's just up in the roof space if you want to put stuff up there. We've got a garage space to the side here. Light switch just there. Too well, the light switch is down. And then this side is the silo. This is a standard silo, regular crop types, doesn't do anything over and above, I say what's normal. Tipping in is done here, but again, you're going to need a fairly low trailer for doing this, possibly a side tip, again, quite a low ceiling. It's designed more for small farms, that kind of thing. So into the silo is done here, and then out of the silo, everything gets taken out just there. So under build mode and sheds, we've got the building for colony shed just there. Slot count comes down to 1. The garage is just there. Slot count comes down to 2. If we go up to animals and then the cows, the one on the end there, 55 grand. I didn't say the price of the other ones, did I? 55 grand for the cow barn that holds 30, which isn't too bad. Slot count comes down to 2. Let's go back to buildings, sheds. I mean, you could see them, but I should have really said, shouldn't I? Yeah, 5 grand and 20 grand for the shed and the garage. And if we go to silos, the building for colony silo, 80,000 litre capacity, 40 grand to buy, 2 slots. Nice set of mods. But that's not the only pack of buildings we get today. We've got the Bavarian farm buildings by Lucas. 63.08 megabytes download. Let's swing through here. I'd say I think the buildings today, the detail on them is amazing. This I absolutely love. I think it looks, I mean, they all, this pack, well, the other pack as well, look amazing. So, the Bavarian farm buildings by Lucas. We start with the cow shed. 41 slots will hold 120 cows. You can see your slurry point at the front here. There's loads of little details on this that I think it makes it really stand out. One being the bit up here that takes you up into the hayloft, so you can drive up into here with vehicles. I love the way it's designed, so the gates open like that and the ramp continues on. Brilliant. Up into the top here. Then we've also got a bit that drops down to the feed area for straw bales. That becomes more relevant in a moment. Goes all the way around the side here, so for storage of stuff, because you can drive a skid steer loader or a small front loader up here, absolutely brilliant. If we come around the side here, it's these little bits here, like the archway for the cows to go through. This is relevant. I say it's relevant. I'll show you in a moment, but it's very, very cool. Milk point is around the back there. Feed trigger is across here, and the straw trigger. Feed can be done here. Straw, I couldn't get it to take it from a tipper. It does say it's got a bale point. I'll show you that in just a moment. You can do it from ground level, but you don't have to. And we've got a few drive-through open doors, another ladder up to the top here. Now, I didn't find a light switch in here. I assumed the lighting was automatic because I couldn't find one. Where was the... Oh, I showed you the slurry point. No, so slurry point and milk point. Again, if you want manure, you're going to have to put a placeable manure heap in. But this bit here was the bit that I thought was really cool. Where you got that concrete ramp that we saw from the outside. So the cows can go in and out there, but they go round and up over there. This is old school milking. So as the cows come across here, you're at a level where you can milk them because their udders are here at eye-line height, arm height, rather than to sit down and then they get milked and then they go off and that's... What a fantastic detail. I really like that. So that's the cow shed. Then, next to it, we have got the small shed, 6 slots. The middle-sized shed, that one is 13 slots. We've got the small garage. This one is 25 slots. Again, like I say, the level of detail on them. All the little decorative bits, the ivy, all the things on here. It's things like, as well, let's just look at that. The level of detail on the grain of the wood on the doors. The rusted hinges. You know, it's easy to dismiss, oh yeah, it's another shed, it's another garage, but yeah, the detail. Wow. So that's the small garage, 25 slots. We've then got the middle garage, 33 slots, bit bigger, 2 drive-through sections, 1 bit on the end there. We've got a little bit of a hayloft storage point up the top. Again, nicely detailed with all the beams and stuff like that. Yeah, absolutely brilliant. We've then got corner garage, 16 slots. The creaking of the doors. You know, sometimes you get mods and there's no sound effects at all. Sometimes the sound effect stands out because it doesn't quite match. This is spot on. It's absolutely spot on. We've then got a corner garage or with a workshop. This one here. This is a little bit bigger. And the workshop area is down this end. Tucked away in there. Again, more for smaller machinery and stuff. You're not going to get massive harvesters in through there. If you get on at slight angle, you might just better get enough in there to get the trigger to work. Brickwork looking fantastic as well on here. We have then got bulk goods hall. That's tucked around the back here. I love the overhangs of these. It's like the old log cabin thing with a nice deck veranda thing out the front. So bulk goods hall, anything you want to store in there, absolutely go for it. And this one also comes with the silo, which is just over here. We've got a kind of a bulk goods hall on the side. The silo is, where is it on my list? 25 slots, 350,000 litre capacity. Again, standard crop types. So that's your bulk hall for storage. And then the silo section is round here, in and out, both done at the same point. In at the bottom, pipe up the top there for out. But what I was going to show you was the straw bit. Now, like I say, you can do it from ground level, but if you are going to do the sort of hayloft from the top, I hope this works now. Otherwise I'm going to look like a right Charlie, aren't I? I'll just drop that down there now. It should. Boom, there you go. So there is a bale point down there. I mean, like I say, if you've got straw stored up here, then you would drop it down through the gap. But if you want to deliver it from the bottom, you can. It's just there's a bale point down there for doing the bedding. So that's where the bedding will go in. So these you will find, I mean, I'll show you, but sort of unsurprisingly, the cow shed you'll find under build mode and animals. There, 220,000 slot count comes down to 2. We've then got, sorry, that was this one here. We then come from there to buildings. We start off with the small shelter, which is this one over in the corner here. That one's 21 grand. The middle shelter, that one there, 42 grand. The small garage, 29 grand. The middle garage, 67 grand. The corner garage, 35 grand. The garage workshop, 61,200. The bulk goods hall, 33,000. And then the next one is under silos. That one just there. It says small barn, 90 grand, 350,000 litre capacity for that one there. Yeah, I'm liking that. I'm liking that a lot. That's the Bavarian farm buildings by Lucas. Moving on from there. We have these, the lizard bale tools by STv-Modding and Grubby. 2.1 megabytes download. We got a front loader bale spike fork. That's one slot. Then the bale loaders, we've got a 3-point link mounted one, which is also one slot. Raises and lowers, tilts forwards and backwards. That one obviously attaches to a front loader or a front loader vehicle, whichever way you want to go around it. You'll find, like I said, the first one under front loaders, front loader tools. 500 to buy. You can have it standard, single spike, 2 lower spikes, or standard with 3. And then if we come out of there and we go to Bale loaders, there you go, 1,500 for that one, 3-point link mounted. No options on there, you get it just like that. I mean, we know how a front loader works, but you know. But then if we go to the rear one, we can raise and lower it manually, we can tilt it manually, or we can raise and lower automatically on PlayStation. Try L1 the circle. The tilt helps, especially when you've got round bales, or any bales really, to stop them going anywhere. Got a nice bit of tilt back on there. There you go. Lizard Bale Tools by STv-Modding and Grubby. Moving on from there, we've got this, the Lizard Z234 by HajstelMods, 7.14 megabytes download, 5 slots on console, 2.1 meters wide. This is a windrower. Not else to say about that. You'll find it under windrowers. I was looking at my list thinking, what else want to say? No. 1,100 to buy, 30 horsepower required, that's all. We've got the option of a PTO cover, yes or no, at the knuckle, closest to the piece of machinery. Main colour, anything on that palette. Design colour, a selection of yellows, but you can choose between those. And then rim colour, like that. Jump in. Attach it, then we have to unfold first. You can raise and lower it for transport, or you can just put it along on its wheels if you want to, but for transport. So that's it unfolded. Turn it on. Nice animation. Drop it down. And we're windrowing 2.1 meters. Because it's fairly narrow, what you would usually do, and again, this is just to do it however you want to do it. Go one way at 2.1 meters, then come back the other way at 2.1 meters to give yourself a windrow in the middle. But like I say, do it however you want. It's entirely up to you. The tool's there, use it however you like. There we go. The Lizard Z234 by HajstelMods. Moving on, we've got the the New Holland Roll Belt 150. Now we've had Roll Belt 150s before. This is just a version of it from STv-Modding. 4.86 megabytes download, 5 slots on console. Difference with this and your standard balers from in-game and a lot of the modded ones, this only does one bale size, 125 centimetre. There's no options for change. It does do auto unload, that kind of stuff, but it's a fairly standard baler, which is kind of nice in this complicated world of lots of options kind of thing. You'll find it under balers. 49,000 to buy, 70 horsepower required. Slot count will come down from 5 to 1. It says 4,000 litre. We'll just check that anyway, but it doesn't matter. It should be. We've got the option of Trelleborg, Vredestein, BKT. Each one has got, oh, I say each one, hang on. Trelleborg has got standard, wide, wide 2, back to standard. Vredestein, standard and a wide. BKT, standard and a wide. And back again. Design, we've got standard. Design 1. So that's your usual New Holland colour. You've got that one, is like the silvery white one. Main colour, we can change to a red, a rust brown, like a Fiat Agri. The special, blue power blue. Then there's a lighter kind of blue power blue and a black. Rim colour, anything on that palette to mix and match. There's a special sort of dark silver, a lighter silver. And then we've got license plate option on there as well. Let's start it up. We do have a beak on top. Unfold the baler. Push your jockey wheels at the front. Turn on the baler. Turn on automatic drop. Drop it down. Now, I'm more interested because that said 4,000. I think it's going to do bigger than 4,000 litre bales. So it says 4,000, but it's not. 4 5s? Yeah, 4,500 litre bale. That's on hay anyway. Let's be trying to do grass. So the Zator's having a bit of a struggle pulling this, but this could be 4, couldn't it? Oh no, 3.5. Yeah, it's just because of the capacities. So yeah, whilst you can't change the bale sizes, it's because of what you're putting through it. So hay bale's 4,500, grass bale 3,500, straw then this could be 4, 5 as well. Oh no, 5s. Oh, there we go. So where it says 4,000 on the actual, in the mod tab bit, I don't know if that's maybe rolled over from a previous incarnation of it. Wait. Didn't have to check it, did it? The New Holland roll belt 150 by STv-Modding. Moving on from there. We've got these, the Fortschritt THK5 by Grabfeldschmiede and Ingo 376. 13.75 megabytes download, 6 slots each for the 2, say, regular trailers. We've got a standard trailer and a silage forage trailer. And then 5 slots for the bale trailer. Now this will work well for some of the balers, the small balers that have got the chutes that flick things in. It's not an auto load trailer, but it can work like that if you wanted it to. Or you can throw bales in yourself, it's entirely up to you. This one's a 7,000 litre, it doesn't look like it, but 7,000 litre trailer. Like I said, that one does forage, that goes to 11,000 litres, and then the bale trailer. They've all got rear trailer hitches, so you can daisy chain them together. Multiples of the same one, or as I've done, mix and match, it's entirely up to you. Under trailers then, we've got the THK5 ZSK, 9,500, 7,000 litre capacity, slot count comes down to 1. We have got the S4000 rim, the W50 rim. The base frame construction is the top section. Rim colour is rim colour. And the license plate option on there too. No other options on that. Then the THK5 SHA, 10,500 by 11,000 litre capacity. As I said, slot count comes down to 1. Options are exactly the same for colours, rims, but as you can see at the bottom there, this will only do your forage crops. So your grass, hay, manure, silage, chaff, straw, sugar beet, and it's not sugar beet, sugar cane, and wood chip. So yeah, for that, and then if we go to bale loaders, out on the very end, the THK5 SA 8,500. You can have it closed or open. Same options for rim, base frame construction, and rim colour. Start that up. Unload. On this one, we've got tip side left, right. Tip side right is just the opposite of that. There's no straps or anything on that. It is what it is. Options this, tip side left or right as well. We go left. Nice animations on these as well, nice sound effects. If we go to the rear one, same thing, unload here. So if you want to tip your bales out, wherever you're going to put them, if you've gone for the closed side rather than the open side, it will still tip regardless, but again, nice animation. Does the job. The Lizard THK5 by Grabfeldschmiede and Ingo 376. Next, we've got, which side was it? Over here. We've got this. This is the Lizard ML110 by JensM, 10.07 megabytes download, 7 slots on console. It says this is the smallest twin axle low loader manufactured in Norway by Lizard, in inverted commas. This is nice because I've got a few options on this, and I've gone for this option because you can still use it as a low loader. It's still got straps so you can still put pallets and stuff on, but it does have supports for a log trailer and a kind of a headache rack end board. So you can use all of it in one go, so you haven't got to keep switching between. But there are a few other options on it. It's a nice size to get yourself going with a few different jobs, you know. I like it. This was found under low loaders. There we go, 17,500. Slot count comes down to 1 from its original 7. So that's your default configuration. You can have a front wall, side walls. So if you're putting pallets and stuff on there, they'll strap on anyway, but it's, you know, just to give you a lip to push things again. Also vehicles, that kind of thing. Timber poles for logging. You can have front wall and side wall, front wall and timber poles, or back to default. So I went with that because it kind of gives you a mix of everything, really. If you're finding putting pallets and stuff on is difficult with those on, you can always go for that one, or yeah, so you can mix and match and do it however you like. Of course you can. We've got the option of Michelin, Trelleborg, Nokian, Continental, back again. No options within those, just those tyre choices. We can have on this side toolbox. No, was it this side? Yeah, toolbox, yes or no. Wide load sign on the back. Decals, black or white. Main colour, any one of those. And a license plate option on there too. Straps on and off. It's fairly standard as far as low loader goes, but yeah, nicely made, nice design, like the idea, like the options. We do have lighting and indicators too. Nice. That's the Lizard ML110 by JensM. Moving on from there, we've got this, the F4700. This is by Paolo5090R, 8.41 megabytes download, 6 slots on console, 4.7 meters wide, mulcher. It does say mower. It will mow, but it doesn't leave anything behind. It will just cut your grass short. It's a mulcher. And we can see we've got a little bit of stubble left. It's very low stubble, quite small stubble there. So you'll find this under your mulcher do about nothing. There we go, mulchers out on the end there, 16,800, 90 horsepower required. You can have it standard or with signalling kit. Those are your two choices. Start it up, unfold. If you've got the signalling kit, obviously you've got lights and indicators on there if you've gone for that. Turn lights off, what I will do, start it up, drop it down. So in a mowing configuration, it will mow. I mean, like I say, it's a mulcher, so it will just cut the grass back if you want to. If we go on to where the stubble is, you'll see as we go along, it's mulching. So our stubble is now going, it's doing the mulching job. It runs somewhere between 7 and 8. That's more the tractor, I think, than the actual bit of kit itself. There we go. Lovely. The Robert F4700 by Paolo5090R. Next, we've got this. Something I need to talk about this when we do it. This is the KUHN, the HR3040 and Venter 3030 by MoosAgrar, 11.56 megabytes download, 5 slots on console, 3 meters wide. That's for this. So you've got the Cedar, which is the Venter, and then we've got a Power Harrow, which is the HR3040. Comes together as one set unit for 5 slots, 3 meters wide. You can just buy the Power Harrow separately. That's one slot on its own for the Power Harrow. Now, there's this weird thing we've got in game. Now, I wondered if it was just the map. I had some people comment, some people message me. and tell me how it is in the real world. I understand how it is in the real world. I get that. That usually ploughing, subsoiling, you get big clods, you get the ploughing, all that kind of stuff. To get a nice seed bed, you would then use cultivators, power harrows, all those kind of things to break that all up, give you a nice smooth seed bed to get ready for your planting. Absolutely. In game, cultivators, power harrows, all those kind of things have generally speaking done the same sort of thing. And I'll show you what I mean. If I just use the power harrow on its own, start it up, pop it down. It's cultivating, it's doing the cultivating job. You can see that. Shallow cultivation, it's doing that. If I do it on a bit that's already been cultivated, I think it will do it. Nope, just leaving it like that. But if I take it onto a ploughed bit, it will give you a nice smooth seed bed, which is how they're supposed to work. There you go, look, lovely smooth seed bed, which is what it's designed to do. However, if you get the combined version, at least in-game, I have found in the past, and I found with this one as well, so that's why I thought I'd mention it, that it won't work, I say as it's intended to. I have been right being informed it's not intended to do that, but technically a power harrow will power harrow. So if I drop that down, that power harrow, no matter what the ground's like, will do the power harrowing job, but it won't in-game. If I start it all up, I've got my seeder set and I drop that down, that's not power harrowing. It won't do anything. I had this before on one of the other ones. So it won't do it when it's combined. It will do it if you go onto a ploughed field, and this is the problem I suppose we've got with the game dynamics, how it works. It'll work no problem at all. But the thing about it is you can already seed onto a ploughed field. You can seed onto a cultivated field. You can seed onto anything. The whole point about having the power harrow on the front is supposed to be that it becomes a direct drill, kind of, but it won't work like that. That's just unfortunately the way it is. We do have a cover option, open and close. It only holds seed, 1,800 litres. We do have lighting on it, indicators 2. Don't get me wrong, it's a nice bit of kit, and it's nothing to do with the modder. I think it's just the way the game is working with regards to power harrows and combined bits of kit like that. But if you're going to buy a combined bit that has all of it in one go, you would kind of expect it to do all of it. But I know why it doesn't, I'm just saying. So, you'll find it under seeders. I'm only saying it because I'll get clobbered in the comments otherwise. 150 horsepower required. Drops down to 2 slots, like I said, 3 metres wide, 40 grand. No options, you get it just like that. And if we come out and we go along to our power harrows, on the end there, the HR3040 on its own, 17,500, 90 horsepower required for just the power harrow. There we go, the KUHN HR3040 Venter 3030 by MoosAgrar, which brings me on to the last of the mods, and it's this. And this, like the first mod we looked at, the update with the Lizard Colossus Harvester Pack, this is a triumph! The Casearias STEIGER QUADTRAC by Casearias Modding. 41.17 megabytes download, 17 slots on console. Yes, it's an older looking STEIGER QUADTRAC, but I think it looks fantastic, but that's just my own personal opinion. But what's brilliant about this is the horsepower it goes up to and the price. If you're looking for a high horsepower tractor to do some of those heavy lifting jobs like pulling big ploughs and that kind of stuff, and you don't want to spend 600-700 grand, look no further. Lovely bit of kit. This you'll find under large tractors. 69,900 for the base model. And the base model's 360 horsepower, so that's no slouch at 69,900. That's cool. So we have got options on engine setup. We've got the 360 or we've got the 550 horsepower. Those are the 9370 power shift and power shift modified. We've then got the 9370 synchro shift, 468 horsepower or modified at 550. We've then got the 9380 power shift at 400 horsepower or the 9380 power shift modified at 600 horsepower. Now, I don't know if you've noticed, but top right, where I'm changing these, the price hasn't changed at all. So it's still 69,900 for a 600 horsepower tractor. Awesome. And then we got the synchro shift, 400 horsepower and 600 horsepower, and then we're back to where we're at the power shift. So just wow. We've got wheel setup standard, so wheel setup track standard or standard 2. Beacon light, yes or no. Front weights, yes or no. 990 kilo front weight if you want it, depending on what you're putting on the back. Monitors, we've got no. We've got the Kinsey Blue Vantage, we've got the Kinsey KPM2, these are all inside. The Precision Planting Monitor, Blue Vantage and KPM2, Blue Vantage and Precision Planting. There's a whole range in there, or you can go for all of them. I think I went for all, which adds a little bit on, not horrendous money really. We've got main colour choice, we've got red, and we've got black, which actually does look quite cool, but I do prefer the red personally. Then we've got the exhaust colour on the front section between the engine and the up pipe. We can have that black or chromed. And then we've got license plate option on there too. Now, the only downside, I guess, to it is it only comes with a rear hitch. It doesn't come with a 3-point. But with rear hitches, there are a few different 3-point mods, like palleted 3-points you could potentially put on there. But in all honesty, there's plenty of trailed machinery and equipment that's designed to work on bits of kit like this. And I just think, I mean, even with those few changes, if I took off the front weights and took off all the monitors, which I'm not personally not that bothered about, the weight you might need at some point, I'm still only looking at 70,000. Just over 70,000 for a 600 horsepower tractor. Awesome! Let's hop in, start it up. Beacon. Lights. It gets going pretty sharpish, I'm not going to lie. Well, it does say 24 miles an hour, and we're only getting to 20, which is interesting. Well, there's no doors or windows or anything that open on it, but the interior, that's with all 3 monitors. The level of detail in here is astonishing. I love it. This could come in very handy for moving heavy equipment and stuff around, if you know what I mean. So there we go. What a lovely bit of kit, man. And not just because of the price, I just think it looks great, sounds great. It's, you know, that's not to say put the price up or anything, but, you know, as fine as it is. The Case IH STEIGER QUADTRAC by Casearias Modding. I hope you found all of this useful and informative in some way, shape or form. If you have, please give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free. And if you want to share this video, then please be my guest. Whatever you should choose to do. Thanks for watching.